Wow Women of Worth with our lineup of amazing women speakers during our Wow Walk the Talk Festival. We're getting very close to International Women's Day, and I want to welcome the lovely Nadja Filtzer. Ciao Nadia, how are you doing?
Hello, very well, thank you.
Fantastic. So I just wanted to introduce myself for who doesn't know me and wow, and I will have all the attention on Nadia to hear her story and what she's bringing to this beautiful world. So I am Marianna. I am the CEO and founder of Wow Women of Worth, and this is our third edition of our Walk the Talk campaign, which is ending up with a festival. This year, our theme is I Am Human. Is so important to us, the theme, because we believe that in the digital and virtual world we are living in, we are losing connections. Instead, look at this, we say the worth of women unfolds through connections. So that means really for women it's important to have the connection of any kind, with ourselves and the people around us and with the environment. But why is important then? And we have to focus on this because we think it's like a reminder to ourselves, first of all, about the fact that we are no machines, we are not perfect. So limitations, fears is normal. We have to embrace them. Of course, we need to improve ourselves when we are getting out of our comfort zone. There is the growth, which is okay. But when we are instead draining out so much energy and asking ourselves to perform 100% all the time, this is not human. This is not normal. It's not what we are meant to be. So we need to think with the heart, first of all. That's why it's part of our campaign I'm portraying it in. So always having the heart next to ourselves. So for this reason, we wanted to have a chat with Nadia. So Nadia, tell us a little bit more about yourself and what you do with your business.
So now I am starting my new business with coaching in presenting and public speaking. And I've been a performer for 27 years, performing artist, singing, acting, making my own musical theatre shows, but also as an entrepreneur. I've been busy for so long already, 27 years, to promote my own shows and everything that comes with it. And teaching privately, singing lessons. So, yeah, next to the being on stage myself, I like to help people to become more aware of themselves, their voice, and the way they speak.
Cool. And this is really one of the key elements of yourself with your business. But where are you based now? Where are you based?
I'm in Amsterdam.
Ah,
Amsterdam,
lovely. Wow. I love it.
the heart
Ah,
of the city. I live there.
wow. I love it. It's a beautiful city, very international, cosmopolitan, but at the same time, it's very, I'll say, small in the sense that being most a small center, you can have literally a sense of community, don't you? Instead of this cosmopolitan, crazy city where we are spread everywhere and there is not connection between us. So yeah, maybe at a point I will come and visit you. So Nadia, tell me a little bit more about. So you told me that you work with voice. So how do you help then the women or the people that they need to raise their voice and use the voice as a way of communication? So what is really the thing that you are working with them in order to click on that human element for them to express with the right voice themselves?
Yeah, so it's about finding your authenticity and your truth. And that has to do with being honest to yourself first. Like, how do you feel, for example? Becoming aware of what do you feel, what are your needs in the moment, and to feel it in your body. And then with breath work, you and your senses becoming really present in the moment, you start to connect to yourself more, and from that you have more power as well. So if you become aware, like where is my passion? What is my drive? What makes me inspired myself? And then if you know how to prepare, and before you have to speak like to a group, and become aware of your emotional state and know how to change that emotional state from a negative to a positive. That's what I learn the people that I work with. Then you can spread joy, instead of like being a monotonous robot, where the AI comes in, like speaking like this. And, if you don't hear your own voice and love your own voice, really listen well to how do I speak.
Yeah. This
Listen
is
to yourself,
fantastic.
and that means the other wants to listen to you. But because that's some
This
that's
is
one way.
interesting
Yeah.
because anyway, now we have the voicemail messages we leave on WhatsApp, for example. Now we know our voice, but I remember, of course, 20 years ago or wherever, even 10 years ago, uh, I, I couldn't hear my voice. I actually liked my voice without listening to my voice. When I started hearing it with these tools, with WhatsApp, and so on. I said, oh my God, I don't like my voice. It sounds really weird. Sometimes I could recognize it was myself.
Mhm.
And that was fantastic exercise, proving the fact that we project the voice, but we don't know how it's received. So we, thanks to now this exercise, I would say with WhatsApp, listen to our voice. You say, oh my God, maybe I need to change the tonality, or I need to say in a different way. Sometimes we don't like the way we, you send it before you send, you listen to your voicemail message before you send out. And this is interesting because sometimes when it happened to me, I was not recognize myself. I say, I don't like it. I liked it before, but when I was hearing it, I realized I don't like my voice. I would like to improve my voice. So, is this part of your awareness, the awareness that you are trying to teach?
Yeah. So the awareness is about listening in general, listening to others as well, or listening to like what's happening, what kind of atmosphere is there, you know, uh, listening with your whole body, uh, also to your senses makes you more sensible in the moment, more present, and also of the connection that you're making to yourself and to the other people. So listening is not just, I hear what you say. Yeah, I hear what you say. But what's missing, I think, in connection to each other is having no judgment, having no preconceptions, and just seeing and hearing what's there, and ask questions to each other. So making a connection has to do with questioning, and also like, did you receive what I'm sending? And is this? Do you agree? So these check-ins are also very important, in presenting or speaking in public. Like, this doesn't happen a lot. There's many people that are just talking and talking. They don't pause. They don't listen or ask, did you understand what I'm saying? Do you agree? And or is this just me?
Yeah,
So,
like,
right.
yeah,
So to find agreement, to find equality, I think it's necessary to let go of all the things you have in your mind, also things that are distracting you from being right here, having real attention for each other. And that's the personal touch, to after COVID, really, I mean, live, of course, we can touch each other really, but to touch each other's heart, you need to make connection really with full attention, being
yeah.
there.
But I think the problem is, especially on social media, where I was saying everybody's expecting for you to be perfect on social media, perfect life. Everything is, like on Instagram, beautiful, glossy, exactly. So what is really, unfortunately, social media from that respect is killing us as a human, because that is a good vehicle, a channel to raise our voice, to be able to say what we think, which is great. But because there is the judgment, you are telling me no preconception, no judgment. Unfortunately, out there, for social media, especially where people can, they call keyboard warriors. They are there, the haters. They are commenting badly. So what are you trying to do? You do two things. First of all, you hide yourself in order to not be vulnerable and be what they are asking you to become, because this is what they expect from you. So in order for you not to lose the reputation or the following, you're trying to play their game. Secondly, instead you are creating something else which is really fake, a very distance from who you really are, and that is really a problem. That's why here with wow, talking about I am human, digitalization, a digital world, a virtual world, where we are connecting online but we are not really connected on the real life, and we need to repossess what we are meant to be. Being we are social animals, that means that we are meant to stay with others and have a social life with them. And the way how we communicate actually is the voice is really the valid and powerful way how you can connect, because through voice you is not only the way of you release your message, but is also on a deeper level. So for that reason, I'm wondering, how do you help then your clients to release their you see, now I'm talking about voice. I don't do much breathing exercise. So, how do you help the women? Because you're talking about awareness. So, how do you help women and your clients, generally speaking, to find their awareness and then through the voice expressing it?
Well, it has to do a lot also with posture. Like if you're standing strong, in a
Still, yeah.
your breast a bit up, not too much, not like
Yeah.
that, like showing your breast. I mean, just lifting yourself up a bit makes you feel more confident already. So starting with your posture is one of the things. And then, of course, the breathing, we'll do some belly breathing, because especially women, lots of women, they tend to have a lot of tension pulling their belly in. Like I have a flat belly. That's one of the things that we normally are used to do. It's a pattern. Like I don't want to show my belly the way it is. So what happens is you're breathing really high in your chest. And when you let go of this belly and the tension there, and you just have a natural breath to start with, and taking time to breathe in also, letting this happen means that you take more time to talk and don't rush yourself. So these are a few things to become more aware of. How fast am I talking? Maybe I should have a little more time because we can stretch time and not go fast like the whole world is pushing us to go fast. Another thing, what was interesting, what you were saying, not to be vulnerable on social media, but actually, I think this time is asking us to be more vulnerable. What do I mean by that? It's to be more open and honest,
Yeah.
because that's the imperfection. We're not perfect. Everybody knows we're not perfect, but to really make mistakes and come back to it and say, yeah, it's human not to be perfect. So, and from our mistakes we learn, of course. That's why the clown always had a red nose, because he bumped his nose so many times. And the more we laugh about ourselves, our own mistakes, the stronger we become, I think. So this vulnerability is something that's pushed away in our male, patriarch society. And I think the more also the male people in business, that's why I'm going to teach more and more and start working more with business people. Then if they are starting to connect more to their feelings and emotions and become more vulnerable, that the female side of the male, then I think there will be more balance. And the women that are in high positions, in leader positions, if they are not pushing themselves like, I want to get the goals, I want to get the results, this pushing, which I did myself a lot, it's holding us back of being soft with ourselves, being true to ourselves. I think this is something that is changing, but a lot of, especially men, don't know how to deal with this female softness,
Yeah. And it's fantastic what you're saying. It remind me one time I was doing for my husband a video. We were celebrating his birthday, so we want to show the good side, the bad sides of him. So he was the protagonist of the event, of course, but I wanted to create a narration around it. And there was on the notes of memories of Barbara Streisand, there was my narration. So what? Anyway, memories. So that song is very slow, very deep, very profound. So I said, okay, I'm doing now the voiceover. I will record my voice, and then I'll ask the editor to sync with the music. Even anyway, I was not in the studio with the headphones to follow the music, so I had to have in my mind more or less the rhythm and how fast it was. And believe me, Nadia, when I heard I was so fast, unbelievable. So I think I'm not joking, at least 50 times I must have recorded this. It was simple. It was 3 minutes, so 3 minutes are long. So imagine me redoing three, and I was not smart enough at the time. I was doing only one go. So if I was saying one word in a bad way, I should redo it. So instead of doing one by one, said that, I have realized that I was very, very fast. And when I tried myself to sing Barbara Streisand song with myself, oh my gosh, this is awful. But it was a great exercise. First of all, the fact that it helped me to recognize how fast I was when I was speaking. And secondly, actually how to pause, as you said, because even in a narration of voiceover, it's not, you can't go blah, 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 like that. You need time for people to listen to you and digest what you say. So it's like a melody. And thank you for sharing, because I think most of us don't realize we are too fast. Sometimes instead there are people that are too slow, that instead is you are having a coffee while they're finishing talking. So this is, and do you have a technique for this as well?
Well, and it's just becoming aware. Well, the technique is to record yourself.
You see?
While you're talking, record and listen back, because that's what I've done many times with my singing lessons. To start to hear your own voice, it makes it more congruent with how you feel and what you think you're projecting. So that's one of the things. But I think the whole awareness thing, it's something which is happening. Meditate.
Yeah.
So being mindful if you're doing the dishes. sing sing in the shower and doing the cleaning or whatever you're cooking or whatever you're doing, or writing. Well, while writing, that's not a good idea. But yeah,
Drawing.
I think this what's important that we especially women are pushing ourselves in this structure, which is not the linear structure of like, first I have to do this, then I'll do that, and then I'll become great, instead of you're already great, and we're in this circular timelessness. We create our own time, we create our own space, our own ideas will evolve if we take time. I think it's a very important thing to realize, that you don't need to be pushing yourself.
Yeah, so that's why, as I said, this is exactly a reminder to ourselves to slow down, stop, and thinking that it's fine. We don't need to be on top of things all the time because it's just too much. This society is demanding. So the days, they go so fast, and at the end of the day, you get so frustrated because you say, you know what, I've done out of 10 things, two things, and you start panicking. But if you're present, I have done this for myself because I'm traveling a lot. I'm busy trying to get different things done for the business. And I was not present. I was there, but I was already thinking something else. I was start panicking about it. But as soon as I realized that I have to do one thing at a time, that helped me
Yeah,
to fulfill myself, fulfill the task, and then skip to the next. Otherwise, you start panicking because you are not present. You are there, but your head, your mind is on the next tasks. And we are not, that's what I was saying. The women, we have the challenge because we also look after the house. I don't mean that men don't do. A lot of men do, but the majority of the time is the women because we want to look after it in our way, maybe. But having then the duty at work as businesswoman, on top of that, there is the management of the house, is a lot going on. If we want to do everything perfectly, we are collapsing mentally, physically. And that's why it's a reminder to say, you know what, I'm human. I have a limitation in the sense time limit, resources limit, and personal limitations like my skills. So I need to embrace this. And this is helping us also to set the boundaries for who is pushing us to be perfect all the time, because they see you, they are always on top of the things, and they are expecting the same for them, which is not fair.
yeah,
So it's a very challenging time. So I do agree with you. Mindfulness, especially, I love, for example, ironing. It makes me helps with my creativity. As you said, singing in the shower is a releaser. So definitely using the time for release what is our human element, which is coming up only when you release your stress. So let me know then instead what you think is missing. So because of your human element you're working on, I understand is the voice for yourself as well as for your clients. What is, in your opinion, instead the human element that is missing for you
yeah.
in order
I think it's the attention
attention?
with what you do, like doing something really, and listening with attention. That's what I was referring to before, like, and listening is opening up your senses also, listening with your, you know, uh,
Vibration.
but your physical senses.
Yeah.
So it's a bit like what they teach in Tantra. And I don't mean it doesn't have to be connected to sex, that's a misunderstanding. Tantra is opening yourself up to nature, actually, your own human nature.
Yeah.
With everything what is there, like it's what you see, what you hear, what you taste, what you feel. All those things have to do with listening. So it's also your intuition. That's the sixth sense, right? And I think intuition is a very powerful tool if you start to recognize it. Is this my intuition or is it my mind telling me that I shouldn't go into this dark alley?
Yeah.
So, or that I should go there and do this first, like this intuition is a skill I think we kind of lost.
Mm-hmm. Because we're missing it, because we are not connected with ourselves, maybe then.
Yeah, because we don't recognize it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the time thing, if you stop and pause and listen to where you are at that moment, accepting it, then yeah, it's also the intuition is there, but we don't know how to work with it anymore.
Yeah, because we are not connected. So that's why I think that, as you were saying, even knowing our own nature, where we're coming from, and the connection with the nature is really making us more aware and more balanced, which is instead in nowadays times
Mhm.
projection about the future, always about worrying about the future, worrying what's happening. So building, but we are not enjoying what we are building in the meantime. So always working hard to build something, but we are not enjoying what we have at the present moment.
Yeah, I think one
So,
one most important thing is maybe it's not missing, but you can connect to it more. The gratitude,
yeah.
gratitude. That's opening up so much possibilities if you connect to what is there, what you can be grateful for.
So what is then your word for 2024?
Yeah, it's freedom.
Freedom.
Yeah. So I was when I was recording it, I thought of this song of Aretha, freedom, 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 freedom. So
Fantastic.
yeah, it's because I'm liberating myself. I'm seeing all the obstacles of my life, my traumas, which were holding me back, making. I am small. I'm like 1 meter 60 only, which is I'm not sure in inches, but anyway, I've been always trying to make myself bigger, but I mean also smaller inside. Like, oh, I can't do that, like limiting myself.
Yep.
So making my own space bigger means that also I see the limitations of other people, how they limit themselves. I mean, of course, you're talking about limitations in another way. You have to set borders sometimes, So absolute freedom doesn't mean you can't set borders. You have to. Like,
Yeah.
this is really too much for me now, or please step back a little bit because you're threatening me, or I don't feel safe, but freedom has to do with also the insight process. That's what I mean, like liberating yourself from your own thoughts that were limiting you.
Fantastic, Nadia. That's great. I love it. So let me know, are you doing anything? Do you have anything in the pipeline with your business? I know you are working on something. So let's share with us
Yeah.
what are you doing?
So my website, which is not online yet, is what I'm creating now, is the Passion Pathway with a, how do you say, a stripe in between.
Yeah. Okay.
In English, I'm Dutch, so well,
I
anyway,
forget.
.com, and I'm going to give these workshops and speak with passion, and also sing with passion workshops. Also online coaching. So if you are somewhere else, I'll be happy to help you with your online presentation. That's also part of it. And accents that you might have, you want to get rid of or improve the pronunciation, that everybody can hear you well. So, and if you like to sing, I can coach that as well. And Yeah, and next to that, I'm also creating a musical, which is something else, but that has to do with the connectiveness in this neighborhood. It's about this neighborhood, the city of Amsterdam. And yeah, and I'd love to work together in the future with women that are also coach, and that we can have these live events that we offer, you know. So I'm already connected to some people like you know, that we can share our thoughts and work together, create
Fantastic.
a bigger platform, you know.
Yeah, brilliant. I love it. Nadja, thank you very much. It was lovely talking to you, and thank you for sharing your human element, the way you do in your ripples for a movement in the world. I really appreciate what you do, and it's great because voice, we need to raise our voice, say with our voice from the bottom of the heart, but you know, in as you said, authentically and powerfully. It doesn't mean that you need to kill to be powerful. You need to be aligned with yourself. So I totally embrace what you're doing, and I really thank you. And I'll see you very soon. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Marianne.
Nadia, my pleasure. Take care. Bye bye. To everybody. Thank you.